Okay, welcome back to Fried Chicken Chronicles. And I'm finishing up part 2 of the cornbread, the making of cornbread. So I have to do 10 of these, what do you call this, baking powder? I really think it's baking soda because I just use baking soda. 1, 2, 3. Oops, 4. That's 4. I'll say that's 5 because 5. So I got 5 more. 5 more of that. Those. Five more. Five. 6. 7. Will you bring my clothes up? 8. 9. 10. Okay. 10 baking powder. Boy, this is taking a lot of my ingredients. Bulk volume cooking. Okay. Now I'm just going to stir it lightly. I got another bowl to transfer it in, but I just wanted to have all the ingredients kind of measured out. So I'm just going to mix it very gently. And this is the cornbread. And then in the end, I'm going to put lots of honey in it. It's raw honey, so it should be pretty flavorful. And then that will be it. But I'm going to mix it into another, because I don't want to spill over. Yeah, like I said, I make cornbread, but I make a pan, but I never made like commercial size cornbread before, so it's a lot. But it's all right. It'll be my last time doing it. First and last. I am alpha and omega on this one. But anyway, I'm just trying to mix the ingredients gently before I put it into another bowl. This should be good. It should be a good foundation for the dressing that I'm making. This should turn out as a pretty good foundation. Yeah, those 10 bushels of greens, that got me. I'm like, whoa. What happened is I went to the store, Weiss, and they had like, first of all, I didn't even recognize collard greens because it's been a long time since I've cooked greens, about a year ago. So I thought the curly ones were collard or mustard or something. I don't know. I thought they were collard actually. And it was kale. And so fortunately, and I was piling up the kale and I saw a Caucasian woman and she was getting some. I said, oh. I said, did your grandmother teach you how to cook collard greens? And she smiled. She said, no, it's for her. She had some type of weird pet. I don't know what it was called now. I can't remember. And they weren't even collard greens. They were kale. It was kale. It wasn't even collard greens. But like I said, it's been a long time since I bought greens, about a year ago. And I don't even recognize. And I would have bought a whole bunch of kale and cooked it up. And it would have been so bitter. And one thing about colored folk, because we're people that descended from Africa, and we were eating something very similar in Africa. A green leafy, bitter leaves is what they call them in Nigeria. Bitter leaves. But we were eating something very similar in Africa, so we just adopted the same type of food when we came to America. And so one thing about Black people is we love our greens. And so that's one thing you just don't mess up. And so here I am in the process. I'm just trying to get it stirred up before I put it in another bowl, then I can have more power to whip it up. I need a mixer because my little hands and wrists are too, honestly, it's too, I don't have the strength in them. I need an electric mixer. I'm just going to try to get it where everything is consistent throughout, because I'm going to transfer into another bowl, some of it. So anyway, I was going to pick out 10 bushels of kale greens and then cook them like collard greens. And you would imagine people spitting them out and, oh my God, barfing and nobody touching them on Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'm just trying to get a better consistency. I may be able to keep it in this one bowl. That would be great if I could. This cornbread doesn't have to be perfect. It's just going to be the foundation for the dressing. That's all. It don't have to be like without lumps or whatever. Smooth. I don't care how lumpy it is, because I'm going to crumble it up anyway with the dressing to make dressing. I'll be right back. I'm going to take a sip of my homemade lemonade. I'm getting thirsty. Yeah, I don't know. Taking another sip of my delicious homemade lemonade I showed you in the previous video. Sure is refreshing. Like I said, you can improvise on the cornbread dressing. How do you do that? Well, you can use you can make egg yolks instead of egg whites instead of egg yolks. You can use gluten-free almond flour as opposed to white processed flour. You can use honey like I'm going to do, raw organic honey, Wellesley Farms honey, instead of sugar. And so yeah, you can make it the way you want. This is clumping up. I don't know why. Oh, I know. The butter was melted. So it's all, that's what happened. The butter. It's making everything clump. Yeah, I melted the butter so it made the chemical reaction. See, if I paid attention to chemistry, I would have known not to melt the butter. Did they give me any instructions on what to do? I'm looking at the instructions. Yeah. Okay. They told me to use oil, and I use butter to give it a more. It's still coming together quite well. I need some stainless steel spoons. I should have got some. Yeah, I do. I need some stainless steel spoons. But anyway. So here's a cornbread batter. With Jiffy, all you got to do is, I think, add milk or something. Milk and eggs. So I'm teaching you how to make cornbread from scratch. Back. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. 4 hungry children and crops in the field. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. Okay, ooh. My hands. The thing, I don't have the strength in my hands anymore. My hands. I don't have